So if you are here to find out what is happening right now with price action of Bitcoin and also the shakeout that we just witnessed, is this an actual sign of danger for Bitcoin, or is it just a temporary pullback before price starts moving here to the upper direction? Because if you look at this price structure, before I switch into the daily or in a smaller time frame, I want to show you one scenario in a weekly time frame. Because in a weekly, if you monitor these candles, guys, first I want you to understand this one very simple scenario. If you look at this area where we previously found a very strong resistance that was around the 60,000 range, you can see here, right, plenty of attempt to break out of it, had a pullback. But if we look in our case and follow these weekly candles are clearly above that previous temporary resistance line. And yesterday when we saw this shakeout type of scenario unfolding in price action Bitcoin, this is absolutely normal if you look at this in a weekly time frame, because the lower line, which previously acted as a strong line of resistance, is going to be a strong line of support here in a weekly time frame for Bitcoin. So around this price range of 61 to 60,000, this is a very strong support line, and the price is still above it. So being above this previous temporary resistance line is still a bullish scenario, you know, weekly time frame. So please do not forget this one, even though we are seeing some sort of a shakeout in price action of Bitcoin. And if you look at this in a daily time frame, by simply adding this Fibonacci extension line, according to this Fibonacci extension line, you can see yesterday when the price of Bitcoin was holding this ground around the 66,000, you can see we did saw a really nice pump, but all of a sudden the price saw this massive pullback, right? And this pullback, where did it end it? This pullback ended exactly at this 100% Fibonacci extension line. So that's why I was saying you very clearly, this price range of 63,000 here to the downside is going to be a strong line of support for Bitcoin. And you can see here, after that we did got a strong bounce, and now the price is holding around this 65,000 area. So in case if we do see another retracement and price still holding this ground, this is absolutely fine for Bitcoin, guys. Please understand, because the price here has still made a new all-time high, and even if this pullback is going to happen around this range, you can see this is still a bullish scenario. Let me show you why. If you have watched my video, you know we have talked about this 1 2 3 reversal and also the support line which I just showed you with the previous example. 66 was a strong line of support. We broke out of it, and when we had this another pullback, you can see this 63,000 was again a strong line of support. So that's why we are trapped right now between the 66 to 63,000 price range, and price is hovering around the 65,000. So if we do see any sort of a pullback, as I've already said you, this 63 is going to be another strong line of support. Why? Because the same line was acting as a strong line of resistance here. So that's why the previous temporary resistance line could be acting as a strong line of support along with this Fibonacci level, which is 100%. And this is also lying around 63,000, right? I made that very clear on my yesterday video. If we would have seen a reversal before breaking the previous high, then this would have been a sign of weakness, because we could have then started this lower highs, lower lows continuation pattern type of scenario, right? But in our case, we made a new high, and even if this pullback is going to happen, this should be absolutely normal. And if we simply look at this previous example, you can see, guys, when we saw this price retracement, the price was not making high highs, but it was making lower highs, lower lows. That's why we saw this price pullback, right? But in our case, we made a new high. So that's why this retracement does not mean the trend is actually weakening. Please keep this in mind. And not just only with this example I'm going to show you, but also with this one interesting example. And also, guys, let me make you aware, we have around $4,700 bonus available for our community members from BYBIT and Phemex. If you like to trade Bitcoin, then feel free to use this BYBIT referral, which is giving around $3,500 bonus to our community member. And if you like to trade altcoin, then you can use this Phemex referral, which is giving around $1,200 bonus. So this is a great opportunity. Try grabbing it. So now let's switch into other charts. So guys, now what I'm actually going to do here, I am going to show you this one very interesting scenario, which is pointing out the price of Bitcoin had this very nice inverse head and shoulder around this price range, and now this pullback what we witness could be an actual retest, because you can see here left shoulder, head and right shoulder. Price broke out of this neckline. We had this really nice run, because according to this inverse head and shoulder, if you look at this target line, you can see, guys, the target line got exactly triggered, right? You can see we came across this line around this 69,000 and all of a sudden we had this price pullback, and this price pullback came back to retest the previous temporary resistance line. So this retest doesn't mean the trend is bearish. That is the reason why I'm showing you with so many different examples. The price pullback around the 60,000 is okay as long as we are holding it, because we can see here this could be a retest of this previous temporary resistance line, and price after consolidation could still continue this movement here to the upper direction, because we are aware doesn't matter whichever scenario we look at. Also in a smaller time frame, if I show you this one here. So guys, now what we are going to do, we are going to look at this price structure in a very simple way. I have actually talked about this already in my video, but the reason why I'm bringing it again is just to show you guys the price retracement or pullback what we are witnessing should be absolutely normal for us, because we are aware the upper line here was an extremely strong line of resistance, right? And lower line was a strong line of support from this parallel channel. But we said we are not going to look this only as a parallel channel, but also as a Wyckoff's reaccumulation phase after shakeout. And according to this Wyckoff's reaccumulation phase after shakeout, we were aware since the price has already formed this creek and also broken out of this upper line area from this parallel channel, right? You can see here, maybe this pullback what we are witnessing could be a retest from this previous temporary resistance line before price again starts moving here to the upper direction. So that's why guys, that's why doesn't matter whichever scenario we look at, this pullback what we are seeing should be absolutely fine as long as we are holding this 63,000 price area. But if we do fail to find a proper support again around the 63,000 and price also heads towards the 60,000, then we are aware around the 60,000 there is another strong line of support lying around from this previous top area from this weekly candle. So that's why this line is going to be another strong support for Bitcoin, and only if we break below this line around 60,000, right, then we are going to look at this price action in a bit different way. I mean a pullback that could retrace around this 50 weekly moving average or this rising trend line. So these are some of the scenarios I thought sharing with you in today's episode. If you enjoyed my work, then come on guys, hit that like button, and for those individuals watching this for the first time, hit that subscribe button and the bell. So by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye guys.